Senator Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations, General Mahoney, on your nomination. This administration's politicization of the military undermines our democracy and is a betrayal of the men and women who signed up to put their lives on the line to protect this country. The Posse Comitatus Act is clear that the military generally should not be used for domestic law enforcement activities. But the Trump administration has deployed the military to perform law enforcement functions in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., and threatened to send troops into Chicago, Baltimore, and New Orleans. When Secretary Hegseth came before this committee in June, I asked him how many American cities he would deploy troops to, and he wouldn't rule out any number, even if those missions put our military readiness at risk. General Mahoney, if you are confirmed, you will be responsible for overseeing joint military requirements. If this committee asks for your best military judgment on whether these operations are hurting readiness, will you share any concerns with us?
Senator, I will.
Okay, I appreciate that. A U.S. District Court recently ruled that the Trump administration willfully, that's their word, violated the Posse Comitatus Act during the troop deployment in Los Angeles. Arrests and detention should only be performed by civilian law enforcement, not the military. But the court found both bystanders and federal agencies, including the military commander, were unable to distinguish the members of the military from federal law enforcement agencies. General Mahoney, federal courts may soon find that deployments to Washington, Chicago, and Baltimore were illegal. If confirmed, will your military advice be to act in accordance with the findings of federal courts?
Senator, they will. In the fullness of a judicial process, if something is found legal or illegal, the advice will be based on that finding as a conclusive finding.
Okay, you're going to follow the courts then.
That's correct.
All right. So earlier this year, the Trump administration took $1 billion that Congress had appropriated for barracks renovations and redirected that money for border operations. This is funding meant to address barracks that have become completely unlivable, places with overflowing sewage and fire systems that don't work. You provided testimony to the Readiness Subcommittee earlier this year that investing in quality of life, quote, specifically our barracks for our Marines, close quote, are key investments, quote, if we are going to count on them to generate a lethal force. But the cost of asking the military to police American communities is only going to grow and eat into funds that are specifically designated by Congress to support our troops. So, General Mahoney, will you commit to providing this committee with your best military advice if you believe that funding is being moved without congressional authorization in a way that undermines service members' quality of life?
Senator, I commit to giving you my best military advice on all issues, this one included.
I appreciate that. You know, it is completely un-American to unleash our troops on U.S. cities over the objections of their democratically elected governors and mayors. This president recently posted that Chicago will, quote, find out why it's called the Department of War, while he since denied that he meant to declare war on our own citizens. Make no mistake, this is dangerous. We cannot let the military become a political weapon to intimidate our communities, and I urge my Republican colleagues to wake up and stop the president and the secretary from grossly abusing his authority and abusing our military. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.